Alright, so today we're going to talk about rational root theorem, and this is where you have to tell me what's possible. Before, I've been giving you the factors, or I've been giving you the A's and telling you that they work. What you need to find are what are those factors to try and plug in, and then find the ones that work. And it all depends on P and Q. And P is just your constant term. And your constant term, again, doesn't have a variable on it. So this is my P here, this is my P here. Okay, Q is your leading coefficient. We've talked about this already. What does leading coefficient mean? It means the number in front here. Well, the number in front here is 1. Right here is 3. So my P on this problem is 6, my Q is 1, my P on this one is 9, and my Q is 3. I'm not worried about pluses or minuses. This isn't even something I'm going to test you on. It's just a matter of how do we come up with the possibilities. And how we do that is by taking the plus or minus factors of P and dividing it by the plus or minus factors of Q. And so in this problem, the factors of P, what are the numbers that go into P? 1, 2, 3, and 6, all over plus or minus 1. Well, that of course gives me just plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, and plus or minus 6. Now what I just found are the possibilities of the numbers that will divide into this evenly. Okay. Same thing here. I'm going to take the factors of P, plus or minus 1, 3, and 9, divided by plus or minus 1, plus or minus 3. Well, 1 divided into each one of those is going to give me 1, 3, and 9. 3, well, 1 divided by 3 is 1/3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, I already got it. 9 divided by 3 is 3, I already got that too. So those would be my possibilities there. So when doing these problems, there's 3 steps. The first one is write out all possibilities. And what are my possibilities? Well, let's take a look at this one. Again, the factors of P divided by the factors of Q. So plus or minus 1 divided by 1, plus or minus 2 divided by 1, and that's it. That's all my possibilities. That doesn't mean they all have to work. It might mean that none of them work, although I'm not going to do that to you, even though I did do it to honors. So again, what we go is we just start guessing and checking. That's step 2. Guess and check possibilities using synthetic division. Synthetic division. Here's a hint. Try 1, -1, 2, -2, 3, -3, etc. So in an example like this, I'm not going to try 2 or -2 because it's not a possibility. Here I wouldn't try 3 or -3. The only possible rational roots are 1 and 2, or -1 or -2, any of those. So let's try 1 right off the bat. 1, 1, 2, 2. Drop it low, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. I don't get 0 there, so 1 is not a factor. I don't want that. Let's try -1. Multiply, add, multiply, add. I get 0 as a remainder, which means that is my first 0. Some of you will say, well, should I write 1 there? No, we already found 1 doesn't work. It's not the opposite. If I give it to you as A, it is that number. Okay? Now what am I left with? Well, that's kind of the next step. What is this left over? Remember, that's remainder, number, x, x squared. So I'm left with x squared plus 2. And what I want to do is factor, going back up to the directions here. I can't factor that, so what else would I do? Use square roots, which I'm going to have to do here, or quadratic formula, which I'm not going to make you do, to solve. What does solve mean? Remember what solve means? Is set equal to 0. So I'm going to set this equal to 0. I can't factor it. It's not a difference of squares. It's not a trinomial I can factor. So I got to use square roots. And hopefully you remember that that just means minus 2 from both sides. X squared equals -2, and square root it. And when I square root of -2, remember that square root of 2 times square root of -1, so that I thing is going to come in. and I get I square roots of 2. And so I write that down here and I say, but wait a minute, there's another blank. Well, there, of course there is, because it's an x to the third function. It has to have 3 zeros. And hopefully you remember that anytime I take a square root, I need to write plus or minus. And so the negative I square root of 2 comes in as well. When we get to the next section, you're going to start to see that these i's always come in pairs. So if I get a positive one, I got to have a negative one too. Okay? Let's try the next one. That's it, by the way. That's the answer. Next problem. Again, what are the possibilities here? The possibilities are, well, that's just 1, so that's nice. What are the factors of 30? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4 doesn't go into it, 5, 6, 7 doesn't go into it, 8, 9, 10 does, then 15, then 30. Now hopefully I don't have to try all of these and get to 30, but I'm going to try, just like I've been telling you, to try and start with 1 first. So I'm going to start with 1. 1, 3, negative 15, negative 19, 30. Again, the coefficients from the problem. Drop it low. I'm going to go through this kind of fast here. Alright, so 1 works because I get zeros and remainders, so sweet. Let's write 1 down right away at the bottom of the sheet because we know it works. Now again, I want to try and find something. If I keep getting, this would give me a cubic, x cubed, x squared, x number, remainder. This would give me an x cubed function. I can't factor that. There's nothing I can do with it, so I need to go, just like in the last section, I need to go from this. And if negative 1 works, I'm done. If it doesn't work, I'm going to keep going into this one, not the original, so I can get something that's factorable, or I can use square roots, etc. from the end. So, drop it low, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. Yes, it's negative 16, but the idea here is it's not 0, so I just need to try again. Okay, so let's use 2 into 1, 4, negative 11, negative 30. Drop it low. It doesn't work. So again, I don't even care. It's negative 28, but I don't care. I just want to try the next one. Try negative 2. Again, you can see sometimes this is going to take you a few tries. Drop it low. There it is. I get my 0. So there's my next one. Then I need to factor this. This is, excuse me, I need to write it out first probably. Plus 2x minus 15. Again, because I took an x out to give me x to the 4th. I took another one out of x cubed to give me down to x squared. And if you don't remember, again, it's because remainder, number, x, x squared. I can factor this into x and x, 5 and 3, plus 5 minus 3, and set each one of those factors equal to 0. That's how I get negative 5. Set this equals 0, add it to get positive 3. And there is my solutions for that one. What I'd like you to do is to try the one on the next page. Okay, there's one problem at the top of the next page. Flip it over here. And I'd like you to pause it, try this one on your own, and come back and check when you're done. So again, what are my possibilities here? My possibilities, this is crazy. Plus or minus 1, 2, 3 doesn't go into it, 4 does, 5, 6, 7, 8, no, 8. I know 8 times 8. I can start doing 4 times 16, 2 times 32, 1 times 64. So we could get some big numbers here. Let me start trying through it. 1. Now let's start doing these a little quicker. Drop it low, multiply, add, multiply, add. And that's not going to work. I can just keep going. Negative 1. No, that's not going to work. This is why I'm giving you space on these problems. There it is. So 2 is my first one that works. I get, remember again, remainder, number, x, x squared. So I got x squared minus 4x minus 32. I can factor that x and x into minus 8 and plus 4 and set each one of those factors equal to 0 to get positive 8 and negative 4. And there's my solution. Okay? Now, from there, does it matter the order? No. If I wrote 8, negative 4, and 2, it doesn't really matter the order at all. The rest of these, again, are just some review type problems. I want to write these in standard form. Yesterday, I just gave you what the a's were, or what the x equals were. Here, remember, this means x plus 2 times x minus 3 times x minus 3. That's what this squared means. FOIL it out. X squared minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1x minus 6. And then it's a matter of distributing the x and distributing the negative 3. So when I distribute the x into all of them, I get x cubed minus 1x squared minus 6x. When I distribute the negative 3 into each, negative 3x squared plus 3x plus 18, and combine my like terms. I've got a negative 4x squared, I got a negative 3x, and there I am done. Now again, if I think back to what we just got done doing of the possibilities, what are the numbers that go into 18? 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12. And look what the factors were. Negative 2 and positive 3. They're the two possibilities. Okay? You guys try number 7 a minute. Remember what number 7 means? Pause it a second and try it. Plus 4x and plus 4x gives me 8x. I'm going to distribute the x. I want you to notice that I did things a little differently. Rather than just writing them side by side and combining like terms, I'm putting the like terms above each other and below each other so that I can just simplify from there. There's my answer. Done. Number 8 and 9, you should be able to do number 1 of these. I'm going to try the other one here. I've got x minus 2, x plus 3, x minus 3. And again, from yesterday, I can FOIL these out, but if I have opposites, it's a lot easier to do that first. X squared, this is plus 3x, minus 3x. They're going to cancel each other out, and I'm going to get minus 9. And then it's just a FOIL problem from there. X cubed, outside, negative 9x, inside, last. I want to write it in standard form though. That is not in standard form because these two would have to switch. So x cubed minus 2x squared minus 9x plus 18. You guys try number 9. Come back and check your answer. And there you go. Check your answer in mine. Hopefully it came out good. Your homework is the next 2 pages. Keep in mind, again, everything we've been doing the last 3 sections is just like what you see in the notes. Use your notes. Have a good day.